Hey, this is Pat Martin of Pat Martin Speaks, for those who may not know me. But I want to encourage you today, but not in a theoretical, philosophical kind of way. I want to encourage you today and empower you today in a real kind of touch it, put your hands on it kind of way, because it's really about you and about things that impact your life. This is also a promise that I'm fulfilling that I made to some ladies some time ago when I put a video out about watching other people do stuff that I knew that I could do and I know that you could do. And sometimes you ever see yourself just working hard, and I mean, it seems like you work harder and harder and harder and harder, and you're not really getting where you feel like you really ought to be. And you know, when you see other people, it looks like they're getting where they ought to be, and you say, well, they're not any smarter than I am. I know that I could do the things that I see that them doing. Well, you know, sometimes you got to do what other people do to get where other people are getting. And so one of the things that is happening right now is recently I got a letter from the Social Security office, and from time to time, as you grow older, you'll be getting those letters too. And in the letter, it'll tell you how much money the government is going to give you to live on after you retire. Well, when I opened the letter and read it, I was not a happy camper, because I have worked all of my life and am still working. And I saw that amount that they say they're going to give me. I'm like, oh, I don't think so, because that check will not allow me to live in the method and the manner in which I have become accustomed. So it's like, all right, what are you going to do about it, Pat? What are you going to do? And so there are some things that I wanted to do to make some changes in my own personal life. And I want to empower myself. I'm always talking about empowering other people. Sometimes you just got to start with yourself. Ask David, who encouraged himself one day. And so anyway, ladies, the ones who I told you I was going to call you power girls, I know that there's something that we have to do so that we can get in a different place in life. And one of those things that we have to do is begin looking at cleaning up our credit. Okay? That's where it's going to start for us, with our credit. Because when your credit is good, you can buy what you want to buy and go where you want to go, do what you want to do. And you don't have to be mandated and somehow imprisoned by whatever your credit score is. Let me tell you something. I got a pet peeve about credit and the education of it. And just because I work a lot with children and youth. And when I was talking to a group of teenagers one time, I put it out there and I asked the kids, I said, how many of you have heard the word TransUnion or Equifax before? And not one child raised their hands. And it just made me feel just hurt in my heart, in my soul, that these kids are about to graduate from school. Can I tell you, every child does not go to college and get out and graduate and get a job in his or her area. And so it's like we're not preparing people for the real world. I remember when I went through the process of buying my home, and I'm thinking, oh my God, nobody ever showed me how to do this. I never knew how difficult and how stressful that process was going to be until I actually went through it. And then I felt like, well, now I can maybe help somebody else get through the process. And I'm trying to help you right now. I want you to own your own home, but I don't want you to be paying these ridiculous interest rates that people are charging us. I can recall when I bought a Nissan Altima. Lord, I loved that car. I thought it was just a bomb, just an Altima, because it was good running. I was just trying to get from point A to point B. The car was a $17,000 car. The interest rate they charged me was well over 22%, which caused me to have to pay $30,000 for a $17,000 car. I'm not ashamed to say it, because I'm not the only one doing it. I know there are a lot of us out there who are paying $400, $500, $600, probably almost $700 a month on our cars. It's ridiculous, and we don't have to live like that. And if you've been living like that, you don't have to live like that any longer. I'm telling you, we are going to get in a place where we can get things right with our credit. I have a friend who she talked about something. In fact, she said some words. my friend, I'm going to tag her in this and make sure she gets credit for the words that I'm about to say, because they're not my words, they're her words. When we think about us folk being charged 22% interest on stuff, on cars and houses, interest far beyond what we really ought to be paying, and paying 3 and 4 times for something, my friend said the words, "That ain't God." It's not God, not in any way, shape, or form. And so it's time now to do something to make a change in that. And so what I want to do is I want to have some of you to get with me, and we're going to go somewhere and get some information about getting our credit straight. So getting it where we want it to be and where we need it to be, so that we can go ahead and do the things that we need to do. Let me tell you, at one point, I didn't have any interest in trying to make sure my credit was anything. I felt like it was good enough. It got me in a brand new home that I had built from the ground up. It got me a car that only had 13 miles on it when I bought my car. But you know what? I was saying, well, I don't need credit.